Misattribute as verb. To incorrectly attribute or assign something to the wrong source, person, or origin, often resulting in a mistaken understanding or interpretation. To wrongly credit or ascribe something to someone or something else. It's crucial not to misattribute the success solely to one individual. People often misattribute the quote to the wrong author. The media tends to misattribute intentions without proper investigation. It's easy to misattribute the cause of the problem without thorough analysis. She didn't want to misattribute credit for the project's success. Incumbent as adjective. Currently holding a particular office or position. Required as a duty or obligation. The incumbent president was defeated in the recent election. The incumbent CEO announced his retirement after 20 years with the company. The incumbent board members were re-elected by a wide margin. The incumbent coach was fired after a losing season. The incumbent party held a majority in parliament. Inkling is noun, a feeling or intuition about something, a vague or slight suggestion or hint. She gave me an inkling of what to expect from the interview. He had no inkling of what was about to happen. I had an inkling that he might be lying, but I couldn't prove it. The clues gave us an inkling of where the treasure might be buried. The teacher's hints gave the students an inkling of what would be on the test.
Malfeasance as noun, improper or illegal conduct, especially by a public official or person in a position of trust. Wrongdoing or misconduct, especially in a public office or position of trust. The company's malfeasance was exposed in a series of investigative reports that revealed illegal practices and corruption. The politician was forced to resign after being accused of malfeasance in office. The lawyer's malfeasance in handling the client's case resulted in a lawsuit against him. The police officer was fired for his malfeasance in conducting an illegal search. The CEO's malfeasance caused the company to go bankrupt, leaving thousands of employees without jobs.
Genial as adjective. Cheerful and pleasant. Friendly and warm-hearted. A genial host who always makes sure his guests feel comfortable and welcome. His genial personality is what makes him so popular with everyone he meets. The weather was so genial that we decided to have a picnic in the park. Despite the stress of the situation, she managed to maintain a genial demeanor. The book's genial tone made it an enjoyable and easy read. Renege as verb. To fail to fulfill an obligation or commitment. To go back on one's word or promise. The company reneged on its promise to provide health insurance to its employees. The politician reneged on their campaign promise to increase funding for education. The landlord reneged on their agreement to make necessary repairs to the rental property. The borrower reneged on their promise to pay back the loan on time. The sports team reneged on its commitment to play in the championship game. Pedantic as adjective. Overly concerned with minor details or minor points of learning, to the extent of being boring or annoying. Showing a great attention to minor details or rules, often to the detriment of overall understanding or enjoyment. The teacher's pedantic approach to grammar made it difficult for students to enjoy the class. The writer's pedantic style made the book seem dry and academic. The lawyer's pedantic arguments failed to persuade the jury. The architect's pedantic obsession with symmetry made the building look sterile and lifeless. The pedantic editor's insistence on using archaic language slowed down the publication process. Amply as adverb. It can be used to indicate that something has enough of a particular quality or quantity to meet a particular need or requirement. The new employee's performance exceeded expectations amply. She had amply demonstrated her skills during the job interview. The cake was amply decorated with frosting and sprinkles. The team had amply prepared for the championship game with weeks of training and practice. The artist's work was amply praised by critics and fans alike. Resignation as noun. The act of quitting or giving up a claim, right, or privilege. The act of relinquishing or abandoning a position, job, or office. Her resignation from the company came as a surprise to her colleagues. The politician's resignation was followed by a wave of scandals. The coach's resignation was due to the team's poor performance. The CEO's resignation led to a drop in the company's stock price. The resignation of the school principal sparked protests from parents and students. Glib as adjective. Fluent and effortless in speech. Superficial or insincere in speech. The politician's glib promises were not backed up by any concrete plans. The salesman was able to use his glib tongue to persuade people to buy his products. The comedian's glib remarks were met with laughter from the audience. The talk show host was known for her glib comments on current events. The student's glib answer to the difficult question was not enough to impress the teacher. Expound as verb. To elaborate or discuss something thoroughly. To explain or describe something in detail, often with the intention of making it easier to understand. The professor expounded on the theory of relativity during the lecture. The author expounded on the theme of love in her novel. The speaker expounded on the benefits of a healthy lifestyle. The consultant expounded on the advantages of investing in renewable energy. The coach expounded on the team's strengths and weaknesses. Gaffe is noun. A social blunder, mistake, or faux pas, often resulting from saying or doing something inappropriate or embarrassing in a social setting. An unintentional act or remark that is considered tactless, inappropriate, or awkward, especially in a social context. She committed a gaffe by forgetting the guest's name. Making a gaffe during an interview can affect one's credibility. His mispronunciation during the speech became a social gaffe. The diplomat's comment was considered a diplomatic gaffe. His unintentional remark turned into a public relations gaffe. Patronize as verb. To talk down to someone in a condescending manner. To treat someone in a condescending or superior manner, as if they were a child or an inferior. The teacher criticized the student's work in a patronizing tone. He felt patronized by the salesperson who assumed he knew nothing about the product. She refused to patronize the restaurant after receiving poor service on her last visit. The bookstore specialized in niche topics that were often patronized by scholars and researchers. The local shop encouraged customers to patronize small businesses over big chains.
Raffish as adjective. Characterized by a lack of conventional respectability or tastefulness, vulgar or disreputable in appearance, manner, or conduct, having a carefree and slightly disreputable charm. She wore a raffish outfit consisting of torn jeans, a leather jacket, and a bandana. The raffish charm of the old bar attracted a diverse crowd of locals and tourists. His raffish sense of humor often made him the life of the party, but also got him into trouble. The hotel's rooftop bar had a raffish ambiance with dim lighting and a laid-back vibe. The actor's raffish good looks and devil-may-care attitude made him popular with audiences.
Audacious as adjective. Showing a willingness to take bold risks, daring. Willing to take bold risks, daring. The audacious plan to build a city on Mars captivated the imagination of many people, but also faced numerous technical and financial challenges. The burglar's audacious attempt to rob the bank in broad daylight was thwarted by the security guards and the police. The chef's audacious combination of flavors and textures in their signature dish surprised and delighted the diners. The artist's audacious use of colors, shapes, and materials challenged the traditional notions of art and aesthetics. The politician's audacious proposal to reform the healthcare system met with strong opposition from the industry, the public, and the rival parties. Reprisal is noun. A military attack or raid carried out in retaliation for a similar act by an enemy. An act of retaliation or vengeance taken in response to an injury or wrong. The country threatened to take reprisals against its neighbor for its military aggression. The employee feared reprisals from their boss after reporting a workplace safety violation. The government warned against reprisals in response to protests against police brutality. The victim's family demanded reprisals against the perpetrator of the crime. The company faced reprisals from its customers after a data breach compromised their personal information. Eminent as adjective. Distinguished. Highly regarded or respected in a particular field or profession. Prominent. Standing out. Easily noticeable or visible. The professor was an eminent expert in the field of astrophysics. The author won many awards for her eminent contributions to literature. The architect designed many of the city's most eminent buildings. The politician was known for his eminent charisma and leadership skills. The hospital recruited an eminent surgeon to lead its surgical team. Taciturn as adjective. Inclined to silence or speaking very little. Reserved or uncommunicative in speech. Saying little. The taciturn man rarely spoke to anyone. Despite being interviewed, the taciturn athlete gave short answers. The taciturn student did not participate in class discussions. The taciturn worker kept to themselves and focused on their tasks. The taciturn neighbor never greeted anyone in the building. Accolade is noun. A ceremony formerly used in conferring knighthood, consisting of embrace and a slight blow on the shoulders with the flat blade of a sword. The artist received numerous accolades for their latest exhibit at the museum. The actress won an accolade for her performance in the leading role of the play. The company received an accolade for its commitment to sustainable business practices. The athlete's accomplishments earned them numerous accolades and awards throughout their career. The book received critical accolades and became a bestseller. Transitory as adjective. Lasting only for a short time. Temporary or ephemeral. Not permanent or enduring. Passing or transient. The transitory nature of youth. The transitory beauty of a sunset. The transitory feeling of excitement. The transitory nature of fame. The transitory nature of a dream. Ready to boost your English or ace the GRE? Meet the GRE Vocabulary app, a fun and effective way to master language. Learn advanced words with examples and audio. Master idioms, proverbs, and phrasal verbs. Enjoy quizzes, flashcards, and pronunciation tests. Customize your practice by difficulty or focus. Translate into 100+ languages with ease. Did you learn new words? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel. Download now and start your journey to vocabulary mastery.